Well, I'm on the phone with head football coach Mark Shields from MDI High School. And, Coach, it doesn't get any bigger than this game on Saturday. A rematch with Winslow, Class C Class C semifinals. How's the week gone?
Yeah, we've had a really good week of practice, Chris. The kids are extremely excited to get down there and play, what we consider probably the best team in the state. I mean, that was sort of the preseason pick, and I mean, they've proven that they are obviously one of the top teams, if not the top team in the state. And, we know we have our work cut out for us, but, we feel confident. We've had a good year. We've had some moments of greatness, and we've had some moments of a little lackluster at times. But overall, I think the moments of greatness have outweighed those. And the kids, the big thing is believing, and I really do think our kids believe that they can compete with Winslow, and they're just really excited for that opportunity.
I saw on the Central Maine paper that the Winslow coach was concerned about MDI's ball control. The fact that you can take 15 plays, go up the field, and eat off 7 minutes of the clock is a real concern, and that's something that you did to them down on the island. And, I mean, we were tied at halftime. And, I mean, when you further look at it, Winslow's only given up 27 points all season long, and MDI's got 20 of them.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much week in, week out, that's our game plan, is to try to move the chains and our ground and pound. And, and we've done that most games. However, because we have some big play capabilities. So,
Yep.
You look at our first downs this year, and they're not fabulous as far as the number, but, I mean, then you look at our yards and our scoring, and you realize that that's probably why. And, and it's been nice this year that we do have the capability to throw the ball, which we continue to work on. Sometimes it doesn't show up in games, but it's something that we worked on last summer. We started working on our pass game and some different looks, and we do have some athletes that we can get the ball to. So, I don't know if that has contributed to us maybe moving the ball better on the ground, just because there is a threat that we can throw the football, and we have some athletes we can get it to. So, yeah, I read that article from Coach Savitsky, and, he's a classy guy. I mean, one of the best coaches in the state. He has been for a long time, and, I'm sure they'll be well prepared for us. But, it does make us feel better, I guess, that the first time we competed with Winslow, we felt like, we could play with them, and, we're hoping that's going to hold true come Saturday at 1 o'clock.
A low-scoring game certainly works to MDI's benefit.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. If it's a high-scoring game, it's probably going to be bad news for us because they have the ability to really put some points on the board, although, we have, done that ourselves. But, for them, when we're competing against a team like this, a 3-yard gain is a good gain for us. It really is. And, if we can continue to move the chains and keep their high-powered offense off the field, that's a major victory for us.
I was talking to someone the other day, and I said if MDI holds Winslow to 28 points or less, I think they're in the game, the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a realistic goal. I mean, obviously we'd like to hold them to less, but, I mean, these guys have been putting up a lot of points. And, the big thing for us, I mean, you look at that Old Town game, I know I keep going back to that, but, we need to finish drives. If we have a chance to score in the red zone, we have to take advantage of that. We have to make plays. I mean, special teams could be huge, and and obviously turnovers. And I mean, the reality is we're going to have some things go our way. I mean, to go down to Winslow against an opponent like them, we're going to have some things. The ball kind of fall our direction, and anything can happen, especially if you play hard. And I really do believe our kids are going to play hard Saturday. And when you play hard, you always give yourself an opportunity to win a football game.
You mentioned the fact that they believe that they can win. I mean, that in itself is, I mean, football's such a mental game, as is really any kind of athletic endeavor. They've got to feel confident, especially after the Oceanside game and probably reviewing, especially that first half against Winslow. How do you work on that mental, the mental aspect of the game?
Yeah, and that's something, obviously we talk a lot to the kids about, and we have shown them some inspirational clips of movies and, some real life movies and just kind of being the underdog and what it takes to compete in big games. And, I think our kids, we've been together now for quite some time and through this season, and, I think the kids know that we believe in them as coaches, and I know that they believe in one another, and, it really does take a team to do this, and, I kind of steal what Coach Norwood does from basketball, and I noticed late in the season, whenever they would break, a lot of times they would say together, or family, and I know a lot of teams do that, and we've done that in the past, but that's really what it's all about. And I tell the kids all the time that no matter, what happens, the most important thing on that field Saturday is not going to be that scoreboard. The most important thing on that field is going to be our kids and going down there and playing as a team and supporting one another. And, we've said this before, but there's usually a high correlation between, for a team that does play together as a team and having success on the scoreboard. And, that's our goal this week, is to go down there and play as a team and try to play a complete game. And if you do that, you can't lose. Whether you lost on the scoreboard or not, in my mind, you've won. So that's what we're shooting for. And, I think our kids believe that they can do that and be in a game with this team.
For those of us that have been around for a while, probably, I hearken back to that Mount Blue playoff game down at Mount Blue. What was it, 3 years ago maybe now, or 4, where everybody just expected MDI to get blown out, and it was tied going into that fourth quarter, and the hush that came over the football field down there was just amazing. Yep,
definitely, and it's the same sort of approach this week going down to Winslow, and you're right. The longer we stayed in that game down there that day against Mount Blue, the tighter the Mount Blue team became, because they're the favorite to win, and not only the favorite, but they were favorite to blow us out. And next thing you know, you're late in the game, and we're still hanging around. And teams do tend to get tight and get nervous, and maybe don't execute as well as they would because they're not as relaxed and loose. So, yeah, for sure. It is so important for us to come out early and get some things happen, some good things happen early on, and get that confidence, and hopefully that continues through to the fourth quarter.
I assume if you win the toss, you'll receive the ball.
Yeah, once again, I'm still debating. It sounds like it might be a little breezy down there that day. I'm not sure, but once again, the longer you're in those games, the better. Although when we played them down here, we kicked off, and they fumbled on their first series. So sometimes in those big games, those defenses are really jacked up, and the offense is still trying to kind of get things together and figure out what they're running defensively and figure out what plays are going to work and what might not work. But once again, that'll be a game time decision. But
good
historically,
coach speak.
Yeah, historically we do normally take the ball and see if we can get a drive going. But we'll find out on Saturday kind of what the weather's like and what our feel is.
What about playing on Saturday afternoon at 1? That really, you just, everything's geared to Friday night at 7. By this stage of the season, your body's getting ready to play Friday. It gives you an extra 24 hours to think about the game. What do you do in terms of trying to prepare for a Saturday afternoon game and get the boys so that way they're not peaking early?
Right, yeah. Yeah, we haven't played any Saturday afternoon games, and, I'm hoping that doesn't affect us. I really don't think it will, but, for us, it's, once again, we're hoping that, a lot of those things don't really matter. We're hoping that we just come out and execute. And, also with a Saturday game, it's given us another day of preparation, which we haven't had all year. I mean, you think about a Winslow who plays a lot of Saturday games, they get probably 3 or 4 extra practices a season compared to the teams that play on Friday night because they play those Saturday games. So it's been helpful this week because of what Winslow does, and they throw a lot at you, especially offensively, and it gives us just another day of preparation. So in this case, honestly, I think it's worked in our favor for preparation. And over the years, I mean, we've done pretty well on Saturday afternoon games. So I'm hoping that holds true again this coming Saturday.
What time are you going to leave on Saturday from the island?
Yep, we're going to leave at 9:15. I don't want to get down there super early. Originally, the bus was scheduled to leave at 8:30, and it only takes not even 2 hours to get down there. And I don't want the guys hanging around there a long time at Winslow. Sometimes I think we're better off we get down there, and they could do a quick walkout on the field, but just kind of get themselves mentally prepared, which they'll do on the bus, and get down there and get suited up, and not have a lot of time to be thinking about stuff, and that will give us plenty of time to be ready by 1 o'clock.
What do you want to say to fans listening on the island and around the world?
Yeah, once again, thank you for your continued support this season. It's just been phenomenal. We've all felt it. The kids feel it, the coaching staff, everybody. We are so proud of our kids this season. And, I got an email from a guy, Steve Parody, this week. His son, Sean Parody, played for me back in 2006 on a really good football team. And, he just said, no matter what happens on Saturday, Mark, you made this island proud. And I know our kids, they feel that as well. And we're just hoping we can make them proud one more time on Saturday.
All right, Coach. Best of luck. We'll see you on Saturday afternoon.
Sounds good, Chris. Thank you. Good, Chris. Thank you.